Hello everyone, Answer is here, and I want to talk a little bit about small Patron-only update that is coming out today. I'm uploading it right now for Immature Commander. This is version 1.99 or will be version 1.99. Just a small reminder, I added this button here so you can always check if you have the newest version. It will send you to a post on my Patreon where I list every version that exists, even the ones that are not public. So like I said, this is Patron only update. If you're only interested in the free version, there is maybe in a couple of weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, a free version will come out. I will talk about that a little bit later on. So if you're only interested in the free version, I will talk a little bit later about what comes in the future. I just want to talk right now first what is in this Patron only update, and the biggest new update that is coming is if you go here to monthly gifts for December 2018, I will add an advent calendar for all patrons, so you can take that. Seems like I didn't take if this saved my other gift, so you can take this too. Then down here a new button comes up, open advent calendar. Press on this, and so here it looks like. So now I give you a little spoiler warning. If you want to be surprised what is in the advent calendar, then maybe stop watching here, because I will show you very short lists. I won't go into that things, and then two major costumes or outfits that are in here in that advent calendar I will show you. So just if you want to be surprised, then for some reason, then just stop watching here. Now we can do two things. You see here all 24 doors as buttons. You can open them separately if you want. You can come back here every day and open one. But I won't police you, so you can also just press on take all, and then here this is the whole list of things you get. So for as thank you for your support, and it's maybe a little bit early, but Merry Christmas. What you see here are 24, yeah, it's more than 24 items, but 24 separate gifts. Around 20 unique items are in here. I didn't count it, but it should be around 20. So after you took all, you can close the advent calendar. Like I said, you can choose if you want to open one door a day or just take all. And now I will show you the two outfits that are new. Sorry, I had to do some editing here. I can't show you the pictures here because it is not, the 2D illustrations are not updated, so it won't show you, and I can't just show you here, so I had to edit it out a little bit. So if you go press numpad 2, you can open up the customization HUD, and in here when you go to set outfits, you can see here two new outfits, sexy Santa outfit and sexy elf outfit. If you press on sexy Santa outfit, I go shortly out and go in again. Yeah, you can take here a look at it. It comes with 6 clothing items, top, bottom, stockings, gloves, bra and panties. so underwear, and 3 accessoires had a cape and shoes. The sexy elf outfit looks like this. It comes with 5 clothing items. This is a dress, it's together. It's a little bit annoying that we now see here the weapons and the shield, but it's okay. So comes with 5 because there, it has a dress and 2 accessoires. So it's not like that when you open a door, there won't be the whole outfit in it. So the major part of the advent calendar is you get pieces of clothes and then you get it together as an outfit. You can also change here. The clothes and so on. Now I have to be careful not to, yeah. Okay. Including to that, there are 30 new animations for the showcase mode. Again, they're only for Naris and Izumi. I will talk about the showcase mode a little bit later on after I set up everything for the update. But there are 30 new animations. Then I did some changes or bug fixes. One of them is I got some reclamations or some complaints about the intro where you first see Naris, that there are some problems with the animations and physics. I changed the animation so this won't happen anymore. I had other problems with the physics. You see here the necklace. I want that the necklace is kind of free and moves with the animation. That didn't really work. It always went just through the chest and things like that, and it just didn't look good. So I took away this physique, and the front hair. It's kind of the same. The front hair, I want to that it moves forward and back. So I took this, but this the same problem. The hair just went into the character and it just didn't look good. So temporarily I took the physics aspect away and it's just animated. I may come back to that later, to the physics and so on. I want a little bit better physics for my characters, but at the moment it's definitely not priority. And then the last change I did is about the camera. I can show you that here. The zooming in and zooming out was not sensitive enough, so it was really annoying to zoom, and I believe it was reversed. So I changed that. It's now a little bit easier to zoom and zoom in and zoom out with the mouse wheel. I may have to optimize it a little bit, sensitivity. Maybe a little bit more sensitive would be nice. And that's already everything that changed, and I'm a little bit sorry about that, but you may see now why there is no free version update, because there was a big focus on this. The bottom I want to show. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Top. Yeah, so story-wise, in November I just didn't get very far. And like I said, I'm sorry about that. There are different reasons. So one reason for that is just let's say my inexperience in creating such a big project. I did a lot of mistakes coming to this point with the game, and there are many things I have to just clean up. I will come to something about that a little bit later. Yeah, and so there are just things I have to change or redo in the background, so I can go a lot smoother on. Then just other things are some private things came in the way, so I didn't have so much time to work on my project like I hoped to, and I really had to focus on this advent calendar. And the third problem is what I want to show you here. I hope you see it in the video, is when you look at the white parts of this costume, the texture is different than the red one. You will definitely see it when you play the game. I did a big change with the texture, not change but addition to the texture. There will be in the future, not now it's only these two costumes. In the future there will be a lot more textures you can select for adding to your costumes. So now I have to say about these two costumes that for now you can, in the main game, you can select, if you have the Patron version, you can select these outfits, you can select only one item or things like that. The accessoires that come with the outfits, they have additional effects for combat and so on. All these things work. What doesn't work is, at the moment you can't change the colors. This will come in a later update very soon, that you also can change the colors for these outfits, and you also can't damage won't take effect with these clothes. They're not registered yet for damage, so there are some restrictions right now. I just didn't manage to finish these things. And when you go to the showcase mode, you can only select the complete outfits and not yet the single outfits, or at least not all. Again, I didn't manage to finish that yet. And like I said, I come to back to the showcase mode. I don't want to make this too long, but I kind of want to show you something about the textures, so you may understand why I couldn't do more in the last days. So we are now in a blueprint. That's what you see right now here. What exactly is blueprint? So we are in the engine, in Unreal Engine 4 inside. I'm just short explanation. What is a blueprint? Blueprints are offer you a tool to go around coding yourself. So what you can do in blueprints is, there are these commands you see here, and in these commands there is the code. It's just a package of a code, and then you can put them together like this, so you don't need any deeper knowledge about programming and so on. So everyone can learn this here. I mean, everyone can learn programming, but this is just an other way to do it. And what you see here, all these commands here, that's that's the selection of the textures. So just to be clear, the only thing that happens here is, if you, the player, say, I want for this part of clothing this texture, here the engine selects the right texture. That's the only thing that happens here. What you don't see here is all the material and textures I had to prepare. What you don't see here is the coding or the blueprints for the player's input. It's only this small part, and this is already extremely complicated. So what you see, so there will be coming different type of textures you then as player can freely select. So you can freely select in the showcase mode, and in the main game you will get different possibilities to playing the game to kind of choose different textures there. So there will be different textures coming. So right now you just have the what I call the textile, what is just the more or less just the color. Then you have the kind of more fluffy texture I showed you with the, as example, the Santa costume. I will probably call it cotton. This texture will come. Then we will have the origin textures. There are some clothing items in the game right now, and for sure will come later on, that have some origin texture. These origin textures will only work for this one item because they are specifically made for this item. But then you can also choose these textures I made that are for all items, and plus these origin textures if the clothing item has one. And of course you will also have different color options there. Then there will become a metallic texture. You may see when you have the Patron version, the elf costume has some bells on it, and they have a metallic texture to it. You will then also have the possibility to freely choose what should be metallic and what not. So if you want, you can make the bells give it the fluffy texture if you want to, and so on. And then what also will come will be patterns like polka dot or something like that, and some special type of textures like fishnet and things like that. So what you see here is the part that comes before, that you see at the beginning here. This is selecting the origin textures. Then this part here is all the colors for the normal textile. Then down here is the fluffy one, and the other ones I haven't. They will come later. So metallic is already in it. Metallic is a little bit different. Then when I zoom in into this one here, this is just all the registration with of all textures with a number, so you can select it. So I think right now we have 70 textures plus some origin textures plus some metal textures. Maybe right now there are like 100 textures registered in here. There are right now 7. At the end there will be 8. It's for every clothing type, so top, bottom, bra, leg, arms, and so on. Dresses separately, and also will be separately will be swimsuit, and swimsuit is not in it yet, and I have to do that soon. Then what follows here is here we select the texture. Here we tell to which clothing item it should select the texture. So this is not the part where you select the clothing item, where you say I want this top, I want this skirt, and so on. This is only where you select, no, I want this texture for this item. So selecting the clothing item is again on a completely different part, but that's all this here. And then the rest at the end is calculating the damage the clothes took, and then it will change its appearance. That's what comes at the last. So why I'm showing you that right now is I just want you to understand, even if there is nothing like in form of new content, or it seems there is nothing new coming, or the story doesn't go forward, it doesn't mean I'm slacking off or anything like that. That means that I'm just doing something that has no immediate effect on the game, like this here. Because you could say now, yeah, I mean, there are the Santa outfit and the elf outfit, they have new textures, so why didn't you just focus on this texture? And the problem is now that I have to redo a lot of things because I took this short route before, and I didn't think. I think I only thought about the short result for this new update, and not for the complete result. I didn't think about the complete project, and that's why I have to do a lot of changes now to kind of clean these things where I just took this really short routes, and that's why I go so extreme through. Even if I don't immediately need these things right now, I still do it because it will help me a lot in the future. It will help me first because everything is already set up, and secondly, it will also help me so I don't have to redo do the things again because it wasn't correctly made from the beginning. And yeah, I just want to kind of show you that. Yeah, so this is just a pretty good example in I mean, you see that this is not done in one day. This takes some time to set up, and that's why this is with the textures. This is a good example. I just want to show you that this is not a small project. This is quite a big project, and there are a lot of things to do. And even if it seems that the development doesn't go forward or anything like that, this doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. I'm almost daily working on this project to bring it forward. As much time I can invest into it. It's not easy all the time, and so I kind of want to show that. And I can really understand if people are disappointed that the story doesn't go forward. Believe me, I was hoping to be much further with the story than I am right now at this point. I imagined to be a lot further than right now. And in one way, I'm really happy that people are kind of disappointed that the story and so on doesn't go forward, because that means you are interested in the whole game and not only in some of the mechanics. And on the other hand, I can really understand if you feel like, yeah, it just doesn't go forward. I can really understand that. And I can understand when patrons say, yeah, it's just too slow. won't support the project right now anymore. I can completely understand that. And the only thing I can ask you is, there's a lot planned for this project, absolutely, for upcoming updates and so on. So the only thing I can ask you, if you are disappointed right now, please give in a couple of months or something like that project, this game, just another chance, and see if, where it stands then. Like I said, this is not a small project. It just takes really a long time until it will be finished. I don't want to say how long, because probably it will be even longer than the time I will say, or something like that. And I also don't want to, or how should I say, like, there are really exciting things planned here. You have to understand, we are still at the beginning of the project. If you look at the customization things, like this part here, the customization will be really a monster. I don't think that there will be many other games that have such a deep and complex customization like I have planned for this game. And probably the reason is exactly what you see before you, because no one is as stupid as me to put so much effort and time into just about textures and things like that. So right now we are only at the beginning. What the customization will end up to be. I mean, only what you can select from the clothing items. Even in the free version, there will be such a big wardrobe, and then all the cosmetic stuff, the makeup stuff. I plan to do skin tan, I plan to do tattoos, plan to do piercings. Makeup wise, I don't know if I will do more than I have right now. Maybe I will do something like more for costumes or anything like that, so complete makeup sets like clown, geisha, or maybe a tiger makeup or something like that, and just things like that. I mean, every day I have a new idea and I want to try it out and test it and so on. And even when we look at the story, or extremely when we look at the story, we are with the story nowhere. I mean, right now I'm working on the very first boss fight and so on, and we still have only one character in our party, Naris, and there will come dozens of other characters, and some in the story, some side quests. And just to make it clear for people who are interested in the free version, the complete main game, the main story, will be in the free version. Patrons will get some more side quests. They will get the chance to get more side characters. Just to be clear, side characters are characters you have to go out of the way of the story to get them, so you can't just follow the story and get all the characters, so you have to get out of the way for this type of characters. It's kind of like Final Fantasy VII, Yuffie and Vincent, kind of like this type of characters who you have to solve a secret to get them. But all the main characters will be in this free game, and the free game will have a very big wardrobe. It's just that patrons will get some items more. We are in the showcase mode right now. Don't worry, this is the last thing I want to talk about. Just to be clear, this is not the version I upload. This is in the game engine itself, the showcase mode. I mean, there's not a big difference right now, but just to be clear here. So kind of showed you everything, what is all behind this game, and or not everything, but a part of it, and how complex it can easily get a project like this. So right now I'm a little bit in a development phase that is quite difficult, because I see now the shortcomings of some things, how I handled the development of this game. What I mean with, like, I took shortcuts, so I have an immediate result, but I didn't think what consequences they have. And now I'm seeing the consequences, and I'm kinda on cleaning up the coding and so on, and so it will be easier in the future to move on. And I feel like I have to do a lot of changes right now, because as long as I wait, more as I go forward with the story and so on, as more difficult it will be making these changes, and as more unwanted effects they will give me. So right now we are in this in a very difficult part, and sadly, because of a little bit my incompetence, let's say it like this, you guys will also suffer a little bit, and that means that in the coming weeks you will see there will be smaller updates. It may get a little bit slower, because I will probably around 50% I will work on the story, on going forward, on adding new content and so on, and 50% will be cleaning up. So yeah, and that will happen in the next weeks, and I just have the feeling I have to do that. Of course, when something comes up like that is for patrons, I will focus everything on the patron stuff. I don't care if I have, just if you're worried or anything like that. If you're a patron, you're worried. I don't care if I have 1 patron, 100 patron, or anything else. I will put the same effort into giving you this extra content I promise. And luckily, not every Patron update will be as big as the advent calendar with 24 items and so on. So that, but just so that you know that patrons always come first, and I don't mind. I don't care about the numbers, about how long you are patron, about how many patrons there are, and so on. That's important for me that you know that. However, what the main content, it will get forward slower. So why are we in the showcase mode? Because the showcase mode is the best example of what went wrong right now at the moment with the development. And in the showcase mode there will be the most changes you will realize, or at least you as player will just see. Right now the showcase mode is a total mess. I have to completely redo the hair customization. This will then also come back into the main game. In the main game it's just kind of patched up right now, so works kinda. However, I did some changes lately on that. Yeah, anyway, right now it's not working as I had planned, so I have to figure out a new way to do it. And right now in the showcase mode, the air customization is sadly a little bit broken. This will be, of course, for sure for the next update that is coming, Patreon and free update. This will, I will guarantee you that I will fix it until then. Then another problem is kind of the other characters. I focused now everything on this character here, on Neris, and the other characters, I can't just take the animations I made for her and give it to the other characters that won't work. I have to do some changes, and this takes time. The same with the clothing items and so on, because they have different body types. So now I told you I made 30 additional animations for Neris. These are mostly different animations for different speeds, climax animations, and so on. So they are not really new type of animations, just additional animations for the ones we already had. And don't expect more animations in the near future. First, I will do the animations for the other two characters that are in the showcase mode. So they are on the same level. They have the same amount of animations and so on. That's one step to clean up the showcase mode. Then all the clothing items for now I made it for Neris again, and they don't work for the other characters. I did with the old clothings, I did some updates, I did some changes. All these things I have to do for the other two characters there that are in the showcase mode. That will take some time. And then all the cosmetic stuff and so on, again, I only focused on Neris. And then the other thing is like I said, to save time, some things like some accessories or something are only in the main menu, all the clothing items are only in the showcase mode and so on, just to save. That was for saving time, what I won't do in the future like this. So I kind of have to clean up this. Also, all the things that are in the main game right now and they're not in the showcase mode, they have to also come into the showcase mode. And the idea with that is that I have a clear hierarchy how I will add new items and so on. So this of course won't affect, is not how the story will go forward or other things that only affect the main game. That I have separate testing testing maps and so on, but just there will be for new animations, new clothing, new characters, and so on, everything that has to do with the customization. There will be a clear hierarchy, and as soon as I've cleaned this up, and maybe in a couple of months, for sure not this year, but in 2019 there will be another tier for patrons, a $5 tier. And to explain to you what the $5 tier is like, in the $1 tier for patrons you will get every item. You will have the complete game in the $1 tier. However, in the showcase mode there are items, clothing, characters and so on. They will be locked and you have to unlock them in the main game. So you have to go to the main game and play the main game so you can unlock everything for the showcase mode. And then the $5 tier, what I will then call probably the deluxe edition or something like that, everything will be unlocked. That's just for everyone that doesn't want to play the main game, that is only interested in the showcase mode, game mechanic, and so on. So you can get the $5 tier and get the complete package without having to first unlock everything. And how I will do in the future stuff is, if I have a new clothing item and so on, I will put it into the showcase mode first. Accessoire, everything, I will put it in the showcase mode first and test it out there. The $5 tier, they will kind of get this sneak peek into what is in testing right now, and I will kind of probably put in a warning or something like that, and maybe these items are in a different color so they immediately know, yeah, that's an item that's in testing, it may not work perfectly right now, and so on. And the same with animations. So if there is a new animation, I will test it, and only the ones that have the $5 tier will get this kind of sneak peek into the new animation, even if it's not working 100% yet. As soon as it is working 100%, and then I will update it for the other characters, and as soon as the animations, the clothing item and so on is working fine with all the characters, I will put it into the $1 tier. So that means something like that, a mess like the showcase mode is like right now, that won't happen in the future. I mean, of course there will be some bugs probably getting in and so on. There are always mistakes that happen, but I mean, in general, it won't be that like you only get animations for one character. If you have the $1 tier, if you get the new animation, it will work for all the characters that are already in the showcase mode. And then, of course, after that, it will get into the main game at some point. I mean, I can't put everything that is in the showcase mode right now already in the main game, just because the story has progressed enough and so on. So when the time will come, the things that are then added in the showcase mode for the $1 tier will then also come into the main game. That's kind of the hierarchy I want to do it. So unfinished customizations, only the ones with the $5 tier will get kind of this sneak peek. I will warn them beforehand so they know which items are in testing and so on, and just to avoid really this mess, and so the developing progress will be a lot smoother like this, because right now when I want to add a new item, I have to think about so much, about not only creating the new item, but when I put it in, it has to work. I have to test it in different ways and so on. Then I have to add it to the main game. The main game has a lot of more things to it, all the damage for clothing and so on and so forth, or that there are, or if you talk about animations, that you first have to unlock the animations and so on and so forth. So because of that, because I have in my head all the time that this takes so much time, I always are hesitating to add new things, because other development parts could be suffered because of that. With this clear hierarchy, I lose the pressure to, if I make a new item, that it has to work immediately. I can first put it in the game as testing, and it won't affect the main game or the $1 tier at all. So I can first put it in the game, I can test it truly and see with the deluxe edition and so on, does it work. Then I can make the preparations for all the characters and so on and so forth. So I can make everything step by step, and that will smooth the process of adding new stuff and so on much better. It will make the whole thing faster, and the idea is, the ideal, let's say it like this, the ideal is that with every update you will get a new item, at least in the showcase mode, and a new animation and so on, and sometimes you will get a new character. But of course you can imagine that a new character will take more time than just a new clothing item or so on. But that's the ideal, that with every update there will be coming something new in form of customization, at least for the showcase mode. The main game is again a completely different beast, but at least for the showcase mode. And also when the $5, when I'm ready to make the $5 tier, that means when the showcase mode is cleaned up, I will not separate the two things, but I will make a separate project for the showcase mode. That means some people who only are interested in this part of the game, they can just download the showcase mode and they don't have to download the complete thing. For now I will, however, keep the showcase mode in the main game, so people who are interested in both in the main game and in the showcase mode, they don't have to download two files. But as the whole project grows, I will come to a point where I have to say, now I have to separate it. This will be two different projects, or two different games actually, in the future. But like I said, this is the future. This is a big project, and everything will just take its time. And like I said, if it's too slow right now, the only thing I can ask you is to come back in the future in a couple of months and so on, and see where the project is now and give it another chance. That's the only thing I can ask you. So for patrons, yeah, I mean, now I kind of lost, did I say that already? Just for patrons, again, if I didn't, I don't really remember if I said it, but I won't play the number game. Otherwise I just say it again, I won't play the number game. If I have 1 patron, 100 patrons, I don't care. I don't care how long your patron and so on, and I will always prioritize the patron stuff. But like I said, just that you understand that this project won't be finished tomorrow. It probably won't be finished next year. I just hope you understand that, and thank you for your support until now. And if you decide to support it for longer, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and that's kind of what I want to say. So there is now this kind of awkward phase in the development where I have to do these changes, or at least I feel I have to do this change because it will help in the future, and it slows down like new content, like the story and other things. It will slow it down in the next weeks, and I don't want to kinda, that's why I make this video. I don't want to lie about it. I think it will benefit the whole project if I do that now, instead of just following the way I did it before and just thinking about the next update, the next update, the next update, the next update. With a project like that, kind of, I making myself these deadlines, I put myself this pressure, and I think the project suffers because I put myself under such pressure, and it will be better if I make the things correct from the beginning, instead of just look at the short results, so the next update looks fine and so on, but the coding and so on I have to redo it later on because I exactly know it is wrong. Yeah, so I talked a really long time. I'm sorry about that, this video is longer than I probably hoped for. So the Patron version I showed you of the Advent calendar will be probably, as soon as you see this video, it probably will be already been uploaded. I upload it right now. So, and I mean I have to edit this video and also upload it. So you can get the Christmas update if you want. So if you're a patron, and yeah, I will do more videos where I kind of talk about the project, give you some insight. They won't, don't worry, they won't be as long as this. This will be maybe 1-2 minutes videos where I talk about what I did, what is coming in the next update, and so on. I don't know how many of you will be interested in that, but I think I will do it for the ones that are interested, that just want to see a little bit more. So what I of course can't show you everything in this video. I won't spoil the story or spoil secrets in the game. Absolutely, there are some secrets already in the game, and there will be coming a lot of secrets, and I probably won't tell you for a long time how do you get to the secrets. I want to see if there are people who can get to the secrets, but if I see it like that, maybe no one finds the secrets, I may spill some of them or something like that. But yeah, I'm babbling again about the future and so on, so expect more but a lot shorter videos like this. Like I said, in the next weeks the updates will be smaller, the progress will be slower, and that's all my fault, and I'm sorry about that. And again, expect I'm really excited about this project, what it can be in the future, and so I hope if you're not interested right now, that you come back to it, take a look at it again in the future. Yes, that's kind of what I wanted to say, and I think I can end the video, otherwise I will just talk forever about the same things. Thank you for watching, thank you for your support until now and in the future. Really appreciate it. And if you're only interested in this free version, that's alright too. There will be a lot of free content coming for this project from me, and you can also support the project if you're only interested in the free version by reporting bugs or sharing the project and things like that. So every small support you can give, I really appreciate. Of course, you don't have to. Thank you and see you again.